obviously they're all big at this time of year. We playing a very good team. Pitt, top 25 ranking, 5-2 in the league, just like we are. Very talented front line. Michael Young is outstanding. Jamel Artis, great wing that can score, and James Robinson is one of my favorite players in the league. I just love how hard he plays. He's a guy with almost 550 assists, doesn't turn the ball over. He's a winner. He's a competitive guy. And, so, yeah, real challenge. They're playing good basketball, and we're looking forward to getting back out on the court.
As difficult as it is to win on the road, the momentum you have at home right now, how critical is it to play well for the fans and to keep people excited?
Well, it's more important for us. We want to play well because we want to achieve bigger things. And certainly if we start to play well again and get a few more wins, we'll continue to draw bigger crowds and more support. But really it's just about the hard work that we're putting in and trying to provide a really positive experience for your players. That's why we do this. You want to see these guys rewarded. I know how hard they work, how much time they put in the weight room, the summer, all the sweat, equity that is involved in putting together a good team, and I'm just glad that my guys are playing better, and hopefully we're going to continue that this week.
How hard is it to come back after a long break like you've had and continue the momentum that you had going?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. I would have liked to have, kept playing. When you're playing as well as we were playing, you just want to kind of keep playing games. That's just the way it is, but there's some good that came out of it. I mean, it was nice for a couple guys to get a couple days. We, played a bunch of games in a short amount of time, and with us traveling to Greenville, there's just a lot of travel for all our guys, and so it is good to get a couple days off, get our minds focused. I think we're ready to play physically, and now we just got to get back to playing with the same kind of rhythm and flow we were playing with.
It's been the key for Jerron through this stretch in January where he's averaging 19 points a game.
I think he's just playing well. I mean, nothing in particular. He certainly is making some shots from the perimeter, but I think he's that's something he's been working on. It's something we thought would happen this year. He's put the time in. He's developing a mix to his game where he can score in different ways on different levels, and that's how you become a 16, 17, 18 point a game scorer. Is you got to be able to score in different ways, and his confidence, like most of the guys on our team, is high right now.
When you have a week like you did, beating Louisville, beating Duke, beating Miami, how can you bottle that out? Because you did have the one road game to Virginia, then a week off.
Yeah, you don't really. I mean, you gotta start again. I mean, you can have a homestand like we kind of did, where you're playing really well and fans get behind you, and it feels like there's momentum there because everything's kind of the same. There's no travel involved, but now we've gotten away from that. We've gone on the road and played a game. We've had an open date. It'll be important for us to just try to start that anew, and it starts by being focused and playing and competing at the same way that we were, and hopefully we're a team that has to make some shots and shoot the ball well. We're not going to beat as many teams physically as some of the teams in our league. We have to execute, and so hopefully we'll execute well enough to keep that going.
After those wins, talk about confidence being harbinger to them. I mean, at what point can you have a team that goes from just hoping to beat teams of the caliber and becoming a team that believes
I don't think our guys were that way, because we've had some older players on the team that have beat Duke before and had some good wins. So I don't think we went into games like not thinking we could win or hoping to win. We certainly played to win, and that's why we played so well, as we were aggressive, attack mentality, and went and played the games the right way. I think it was as much anything as just earlier getting a win in the league and kind of starting fresh. Like, okay, let's start over here with league play. Let's get our minds right. Let's hopefully build some positive momentum. We really didn't get any of that done in November and December, and once we kind of got a league win, I thought that got guys going in the right mindset, and we've been able to follow it up with good play.
What was the mentality of the guys after that big winning streak to drop one? How did they rebound mentally after that?
Well, we were disappointed because we put ourselves in a position to win the game at Virginia. I mean, we had it to one possession twice late, and we hadn't lost those games in a while, and so it was, guys were upset, we were frustrated, but it's the right kind of mentality that you needed. And then we took time off. We gave them 2 days and got away from each other, and then we did a day of skill work and scrimmage for a day, and then really yesterday was the first kind of full day to kind of get back at it, and okay, now we're planning for another team. We're going to prep for Pitt. Here's what we got to do to win the game. Here's how we need to practice. And the guys' practice habits were great. I think taking some time away was good because it kept guys energized. And they're excited to get back in the gym right now and play again. They know we're playing pretty well, and hopefully we'll show that tomorrow.
You're a bubble team right now, as you said. Do you look at the last 11 regular season games and set a goal for
No, you don't. We don't worry about any of the outside things. I mean, it's we certainly have talked about it with our players. I talked about it with them yesterday. That it's great that we're now being mentioned for NCAA tournament talk, and we've played our way into that position. But in January, it doesn't matter. We didn't get to this point by focusing on the NCAA tournament. We got to this point by focusing on playing better basketball. And if we continue to play better basketball and worry about us and what we're doing as opposed to outside influences, opponents, or what it means to win or lose, then that'll serve us much better. And that's obviously a challenge for young people, and it's why we talked about it. And certainly we appreciate the positive PR that comes from it. But at the same time, that's not what's going to help us win, and we need to know that. I think our guys hopefully are mature enough that we're going to approach things the right way. And now it comes down to playing well. You got to make shots, you got to finish plays, you got to make free throws, you got to get big rebounds and stops, and that's what we're going to have to get our mind around.
Are you planning on 7-8 man rotation the rest of the way?
No, not all the time. I don't think so. In fact, I think we'll play more guys tomorrow. Pitt plays a lot of guys, and certain games dictate different lineups for us. Pitt is bigger and stronger and more physical, and I would suspect that Josh and some guys like that will play more. And a big part of our win last year up at Pitt was Josh and City. They came off the bench and played really well up there and made some big shots, got some stops. They played well together up there on the road, and so we have confidence in those guys. There are some games like Duke where that's a tough matchup for Josh. There's just nobody really for him to guard because Brandon Ingram's a 4-man and he really is a 3-man playing the 4, and so it's tough. And so we did some things with Dante, and even Miami at times can go bigger or smaller, and they did some smaller things, and so that made it difficult for us to play Josh. And I think we were able to do it just because of the momentum of being at home and some of those things. But I think we're going to have to play bigger, stronger lineups in certain games, certainly, starting tomorrow night.
How's Josh's finger doing?
It's okay. It's not 100%, but it's good enough that he's playing and practicing, and optimistic that he'll play well, and we'll need him to play well tomorrow.
You mentioned Pitt's front court. They're traditionally a team that rebounds really well offensively. Is that an even bigger point of emphasis?
Yeah, it's not our strength. It's something we've been harping on since the fall with our guys, that we're not this big, strong team, and that we've got to have everybody get involved in the rebounding. And Pitt is certainly a team that scares you because of how hard they rebound and how physical they are in the front court. They bring a bunch of bodies in there, and they keep fresh guys coming. And we know that that's going to be a part of the game that we've got to handle if we want to win the game.
Bit out of left field. Do you have a policy about first half fouls, be it Landry or whoever else, about they get second foul?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I try to keep guys, most of the time I'll try to keep guys, out with a second foul if we can for a while, but there's certainly been certain situations where I put guys back in because, either we need the game, we can't let the game get away from us, really. In fact, we did it a little bit at North Carolina, where a couple guys got some fouls, and we sat them for a little bit to kind of coach them and remind them, hey, you got 2, you need to be careful, but at the same time, can't sit them over there and let the game get away from you. So we'll play guys if we have to.
Thank you, Coach.
All good?
Thanks, Coach.